Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to sunny San Jose, California. You're not going to believe what we've got for you tonight.
I can hardly believe it myself. This is going to be off the charts.
You got that right. And so are these San Jose fans. They can't wait to see the Smackdown superstars in action, and neither can I.
The word giant gets thrown around a lot, but the great Khali is the real deal.
He sure is. I can't even... The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this down the middle. Look at this. Pandering to the crowd.
Nothing wrong with keeping the paying customers happy while you build some momentum. I don't think anyone in this match has even considered that they might not walk out the winner.
Of course not. That's the kind of attitude that gets you beat quicker than anything.
And that's something I don't think people realize. The mental conditioning of the WWE superstars is just as impressive as the physical conditioning. I hope this isn't the last. Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
You got to watch out for your opponent when they're getting fired up like this.
He's got this crowd solidly behind him, and now he's going to give them exactly what they want to see.
You can't just keep playing to the crowd. That's a huge distraction, in my opinion. Come on, quit showing off. This is a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff.
This has been a great match so far, but I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going. You know, there's such a thing as playing to the crowd too much, and that's what I'm seeing.
There's the pin! Can his opponent kick out?
Watch it. He reversed it. Wow. Great on the mat, shoulders down. This could be it. Finley's one of the toughest SOBs I've ever seen in this business, and I've shared the ring with plenty of them. Oh, cry me a river. You have to do whatever it takes to win around here if you want to go anywhere, and Finley knows it. Seeing a match like this makes me proud to be part of this company.
I'm with you. What a cowardly move. He can't win fair and square, so he tries to screw his opponent out of the victory.
Hey, nothing wrong with doing whatever it takes to win. If it was that bad, the ref would have disqualified him, right?
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let it...
He's building up a head of steam.
Look out, here it comes, 619. Instead of pandering to the fans, you should really keep your head in the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a sold-out show here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
And you couldn't fit another fan in here with the crowbar. It's cheeseheads as far as the eye can see.
It sure is. Green Bay knows that they're about to see the greatest superstars in all of sports entertainment. I can't wait to get started.
You know, there's such a thing as playing to the crowd.
I disagree. He's wrestled this match his way all along, and now we see it paying off.
He slipped out of that one. Come on, quit showing off. This is a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff.
I hate to admit it, but when
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
And if his opponent is smart, he'll get the hell out of there.
This superstar is all fired up, and so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah? Well, one mistake, and we're going to see that fire put out pronto.
The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this down the middle. Even if you wind up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well. And having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain is that much worse.
Hey, that's pretty insightful for a guy who's never wrestled a match in his life.
Well, I've been in the locker room after a match and seen the superstar.
Look at this, pandering to the crowd.
Nothing wrong with keeping the paying customers happy while you build some momentum.
The Undertaker's got an impressive history here in WWE, but you're only as good as your last match.
How can you say that? The dead man has proven himself time and time again.
Undertaker has earned his rep, no doubt about it, but you got to know when to call it a day. There's a fine line between legend and hazard.
I can't believe you could sit here and even imply that The Undertaker might be a has-been. That could be hazardous to your health.
Maybe that's why I didn't come out and say it then. I'm just saying the thing about being at the top is there's nowhere to go but down.
He was one step ahead on that one. A textbook reversal. Can he follow up? Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
You got to watch out for your opponent when they're getting fired up like this. Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt that these fans love him, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
Instead of pandering to the fans, you should really keep your head in the match.
Come on, you're looking at a superstar who can feed off a crowd and use that energy to win the match.
He's got this crowd solidly behind him, and now he's going to give them exactly what they want to see.
You can't just keep playing to the crowd. That's a huge distraction, in my opinion.
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
Yeah, the WWE fans are known for keeping their opinions to themselves. He made his opponent look like a chump with that counter.
I think we might be looking at the future of the WWE in this ring tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit. This is a great match. The fans are definitely into it.
And that's what really matters. If the WWE fans aren't happy, they'll let you know it. We've seen this before. He'll do whatever it takes to win and take every advantage he can.
Of course he will. That's what you got to do to survive in this business.
He's heading for the top of the cage.
Uh-oh. I hope this superstar wasn't planning on having kids anytime soon.
Well, I guess adoption's still an option, right? You've got to get out of the cage to win, and that just might happen here.
Here's your winner, The Undertaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ECW, coming to you tonight from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, man, we are deep in the heart of wrestling country. This crowd is all fired up, and guess what? So am I.
Charlotte has a lot of history, but this audience is about to see sports entertainment like they've never seen it before. Nice reversal.
This crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
The fans definitely love this superstar, partner, and for good reason. What's going through the minds of these combatants right now?
About a million different things. Here's the deal. You got to think several steps ahead of your opponent, especially in this caliber of a match.
It really is a game of human chess.
Yeah, and I'm stuck next to the lowly pawn.
Batista is one of the most dominant superstars in WWE history.
One of the biggest bullies is more like it. He's not that great.
The proof is in the pudding. Look at how much championship gold he's won.
That would be a really good time to start wearing down a body part. I say go for the leg.
Sound like a manager. You ever considered that career path?
Nah, I'd be too tempted to jump in that ring and start choking people out.
The Nature Boy is still going strong after 35 years in the business.
35 years? God, he's been in the business longer than a lot of superstars have been alive.
He thinks he's got one last world title run in him. I'm inclined to believe it. How lucky are we to have the best seat in the house for this match?
This is what it's all about. Being front row for the best sports entertainment action on the planet. You feel like a real jerk when somebody counters you like that.
Gregory Helms has become one of the most successful cruiserweights in WWE history.
Don't pigeonhole Helms into the cruiserweight division like that. The guy can beat anybody on the roster.
I'm down, partner. All I'm doing is stating a fact.
It sounded a little close to an opinion to me, and not for nothing, that's my territory. I say Helms is off the chain.
JTG has mainly stuck with tag team competition so far.
If I had a big dude like this Shad as my partner, I'd stick to tag team also.
Don't discount JTG though, partner. He's got a lot of skills or he wouldn't be here. And the crowd has come alive tonight with a chant directed at the superstars of the ring. Well, he saw that one coming.
Man, this match kind of makes me miss competing in the ring myself.
I wouldn't jump in there right now. Those superstars are really going at it.
Maybe you're right. How about I just smack you around a little bit?
I think it's time to bring out the heavy firepower.
These superstars got it in them to cause a lot of damage, believe me. Watch it. He reversed it.
Look at that. That's going to go for big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
Wow. Now that one's not in the rule book. But you know what they say? It's not a crime if you don't get caught.
I think the victim in that assault would disagree with your logic, partner.
Nobody's beaten more world champions than Kennedy, and nobody's done it faster.
I might be more impressed if there weren't so many disqualifications and other questionable verdicts. The promise of fame and fortune is within his grasp. Can he reach it?
Whoever loses this fight's gonna have a long...
The briefcase is only inches away. I think everyone's gonna leave the arena with a smile on their face.
Not everyone. Remember, someone's gotta lose, and losing's not fun.
Good point. That's the price you pay to be a superstar.
Facing off against Batista's like trying to wrestle a boulder.
The animal may be large and intimidating.
Oh, jeez, look at this. Pandering to the crowd.
He's giving the fans what they want and building some momentum at the same time. Nothing wrong with that.
They sacrificed everything to get to this one match. That's some hardcore drama right there.
Sure is. That's what makes sports entertainment so compelling.
Well, that and having me on the mic.
Oh, come on, quit showing off. This is supposed to be a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
What's wrong with that? His charisma is one of the things that got him to the big dance in the first place.
Oh, God. I think every guy watching this knows how painful this has got to be. Well, except you, Cole.
I know I do it. He's got this crowd solidly behind him, and now he's going to give them exactly what they want to see.
I say you pay more attention to whoever you're squaring off with and leave the fans alone until the match is won.
You can't compete in a physical match like this and not wind up feeling the effects. And that's what we're starting to see right here.
Listen for the bell, because I think this match is just about over.
I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw that. I don't like it, but as long as it wins matches, it's going to keep happening.
Hey, listen, it's a battlefield in there, let me tell you. You got to do everything in your power to survive, legal or not.
He's going up, and what goes up must come down.
Kind of bugs me that these fans boo everyone who cheats except Flair.
You're just jealous that you retired before he did.
I have never seen two competitors more determined to beat the living hell out of each other. You know, instead of showboating to the fans, maybe you should really keep your head to this match.
I detect a tinge of jealousy. Maybe you didn't always get that kind of reaction from the audience.
Gregory Helms was the longest reigning cruiserweight champion in history, period.
Not only that, by holding that title for so many months, he was also the longest reigning champion in Smackdown history.
Man, that's gotta burn JBL's butt, huh? All the more reason to love this guy.
This capacity crowd definitely has their favorite in this contest.
Having respect and support of the crowd is great, but it's not gonna win the match.
Didn't it give you a rush to hear the fans cheering and chanting for you?
Yeah, I definitely think it was pretty cool.
Who do you think? The Money in the Bank match could be concluded here and now.
I gotta tell you, I was so pumped up about this match, I hardly slept last night.
Are you sure your own snoring didn't keep waking you up?
Hey, I don't snore.
Yeah, but you forget, I've been on planes with you. Either you were snoring, or you swallowed a chain on catering. These competitors seem a little tentative in there.
You took the bumps and bruises they did, you would be too.
I guess you're right, partner. Every time you go to inflict punishment, there's a chance it'll be inflicted on you instead. JTG is here to represent Crime Time, the tag team that's stealing the attention of WWE fans. Get it? Stealing?
Yeah, and
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
I'll tell you what, if his opponent's got a brain in his head, he'll get the heck out of there.
Mr. Kennedy's brash and arrogant attitude hasn't won him many fans.
no, but I bet as many people buy a ticket to boo him as they do to cheer any other superstar on the roster.
If he can win this fight, he just might win the match.
Zing! Reverse that one.
What a reversal! He's literally inches away from winning this one. Never before have so few inches seemed so far away. But both of these superstars are determined to stay on the ladder.
Hey, you ever thought about becoming a wrestler? Or what they call in this company, an in-ring competitor?
Considering the fact that I'm afraid of my wife, I haven't really thought about it that much.
You know, there is such a thing as playing to the crowd a little too much, and that's exactly what I'm seeing here.
If you can please your fans on the way to a victory, then more power to you. The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Whoa, calm down there a little bit, Twinkle Toes. You're gonna leave a puddle.
This superstar is all fired up, and so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah, well, tell you what.
Now that's the opening he was waiting for, and now he's taking advantage of it.
Taking advantage is a rather generous way to put it. He's cheating! Cheating, plain and simple.
I don't get it. Why not go in for the kill?
I think this superstar has a game plan and is determined to stick to it.
That's all well and good, but what you think up in the locker room and what's happening in the match are two different things. Flair's the dirtiest player in the game. How come the fans love him so much?
Flair's mischievous tendencies are addictive. The fans can't get enough of him.
Hey, if I poked you in the eye, nobody would cheer.
There's not an ounce of quitting either one of these superstars, but someone's going down.
What incredible intensity from these two superstars, trading blows high above the ring. Frankly, sometimes Gregory Helms makes me sick. He's one of the most conceited people I have ever known.
That's one of the perks of being as talented as he is. Losers like you aren't going to understand that. You're just a loser.
I understand that if his head were any bigger, it wouldn't fit between the ropes to get in the ring.
What do you think JTG stands for?
These competitors are going to trade blows until someone falls off the ladder. I don't remember the last time I was so excited about a match.
I hear you. Electricity is in the air, and these superstars are doing everything they can to
What do you like most about the superstars in there right now?
They don't have an ounce of quit in them. When you have competitors that are determined on squaring off, you know it's going to be
This is a pivotal moment. Whoever loses this fight very well may also lose the match. Who does Mr. Kennedy think he is?
He's a winner, plain and simple. That's why you have such a hard time figuring him out. You'll never be a winner like him.
That's fine by me. I'd rather be a completely different kind of winner. Thank you very much.
That's the way you do it. Nothing like the sight of your own blood to take the fight right out of you.
I can only imagine how it feels to see your very life force pouring down your face.
I've been there many times, and it's not heartwarming, that's for sure.
What would you normally be doing in a match like this?
Well, by now, I'd probably be in a locker room taking a victory shower, but that's just me. These guys are tough to figure out. What are they doing?
I think that's the point. If you're unpredictable, you can catch your opponent off guard.
You may be. Boo! Gotcha! I guess you're right, jerk.
Thanks for proving my point. Looks like I'll need to cover my pants during the next commercial break. I can't imagine being able to still compete after the career that Ric Flair has had.
That's because you were never able to compete, period.
fans or the superstars themselves?
I'm gonna have to go out on a limb here and say I'm the most excited. You got a problem with that? Helms grew up in... Now there's a guy who'll do whatever it takes to win. I like that.
He's definitely taking every advantage he can in this matchup.
This has Match of the Year candidate written all over it.
These superstars never stop trying to outdo themselves.
I was talking to one of these superstars before the show, and they let me in on a little secret strategy we're planning for tonight.
And that strategy was?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret, now would it? Jeez. No wonder why nobody trusts you. This is one of the better matches I've seen in a long time.
It certainly is a barn burner, to use a cliche.
If I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. You call the action, and I'll give the analysis, and I'll bring the good looks on the table. You know, I had no idea things would go the way they have here tonight.
You said it, partner. Neither did I.
If your opponent knocks you down from there, you might as well throw in the towel.
Whoever thought we'd be calling this match together? Hey, partner?
No fooling. Hey, not for nothing. I wonder who I got heat with to be stuck with you.
I'd say this matchup has lived up to expectations so far. What do you think, partner?
Yeah, it's off the chain for sure, I'll tell you that right now. I can't wait to see how it ends.
How do you compare today's superstars with those when you were active in the ring?
Not like I'm Ed the Strangler Lewis over here. I've been in the ring with a lot of guys on that WWE roster.
Hey, my mistake. I guess it just feels like you've been out of action longer because I have to sit next to you week after week after week.
This JTG guy claims he's from Brooklyn, but I never seen him around my way.
Maybe that's because when he was coming up, you were spending time in Philadelphia for a certain extreme organization. The fans have sure been treated to some great action tonight.
You bet. This is a night they're going to be talking about for a long time. Mr. Kennedy is the best thing ever to come out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, including that little football team they got.
What about the Green Bay Packers?
Yesterday's news, man. Mr. Kennedy is both present and future of sports entertainment, and you better recognize that there, Nits.
It looks like there's a beating of the minds going on in there right now. Get it? Beating of the minds?
Beating of the minds. I like that. In fact, consider that line stolen.
Hey, I'm throwing a flag for gimmick infringement. Neither one of these superstars wants to be the one to fall off the ladder.
There ain't room for both of them up there. I'm telling you right now. Wow, great reversal. You may not like the fans, but as a superstar, you got no choice but to listen to them.
Well, without them, we'd all be out of a job. They're as much our boss as Mr. McMahon is. Don't tell him I said that. He's not here.
I don't know. He's putting a lot on the line going up there.
You have to remember, even when the action slows down in the ring, they're
Trading soup bowls 15 feet in the air. I don't believe it. Looks like they've come in here and stepped up their game.
Yep, but the ladder of success goes both ways. On the losing side, that means a trip down one rung. There is no love lost in that ring tonight.
Yeah, each competitor has talked a lot of trash about the other. They better hope they didn't write a check with their mouth their coolie can't cash. Coolie.
I think they've proven that they have what it takes to hold their own. This is not a fight that either combatant can afford to lose.
These superstars are like machines in there.
I'm sure that means a lot to them, coming from the human suplex machine.
What can I say? It takes one to know one.
Ric Flair is the most decorated athlete in all of sports entertainment history.
Yeah, Styles, but you forget, he won a lot of those titles through questionable means.
Aren't you always telling me that a win is a win?
Yeah, and you're always telling me that it doesn't matter if you win, it's how you win that's supposed to be so important.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nothing costs you a match quicker than overconfidence.
All I see is a dominant superstar who's rallying this capacity crowd behind him.
This is the type of battle that really psychs me up. They're ready to kill each other. Lovely.
This business is always about violence, but they've definitely kicked it up a notch or two.
What reflexes? I bet he plays a lot of video games.
It may be surprising to know that Helms is a big comic. Alert the authority! Someone just stole their opponent's signature maneuver!
God, I'll tell you, I hate to say it, there sure are a lot of ugly fans in the crowd tonight. What'd they do, get a bunch of tickets for your family or something?
Ouch! They woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
Hey, I'm just worried about the production staff. If the cameras don't break...
Come on, ref, ring the damn bell. You can't let them get away with that.
Hey, if the ref didn't see it, it didn't happen. Quit being such a little shit.
JTG may not always stay within the rules, but he always puts on a good show for the fans.
Fans rule. Bah! Come on! All that matters is getting a victory.
The only thing that's gone up quicker than Kennedy's stock in WWE has been his ego.
That's Mr. Kennedy to you. You know, like Mr. Kennedy!
I am waiting for it.
Kennedy! Oh, man, I love when he does that.
This has been a roller coaster of a night, hasn't it?
Yeah, except for the fact that you haven't gotten motion sickness.
Preparation goes into a match like this.
What? Besides the endless workouts, travel, and mental anguish, these athletes don't just chill out on the couch between matches.
I know that, partner, and I have the utmost respect for them because of it.
This referee better be on his A game because this match could go down to the wire.
Just like the superstars, the officials are of the highest caliber, or they wouldn't be in the ring.
I got my favorite in this match, but something tells me I could be swayed.
Really? Where's your loyalty?
When athletes are working their butts off in that ring like these two are, I gotta respect them for that.
I understand completely. I'm just surprised to be hearing something so politically correct coming from your lips. What's the key to this time in a match?
You can't get distracted. You got to keep your eyes on the prize and don't stop until you get your hand raised.
Easier said than done, partner, but good advice just the same. promotion. But I'm already looking forward to the next time these competitors hook up.
Don't count your chickens before they cross the road. By the way, I hate that expression. In Brooklyn, there's no chickens. We got pigeons.
I see your point. They've had a lot taken out of them already.
Hey, Nitz, what's your favorite hardcore weapon?
I've always believed the pen was mightier.
Oh, my God. They're tearing each other apart up there. What do you like in this match?
Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear you ask, partner. So surprised, in fact, that I really can't make a prediction.
I figured you were clueless. Thanks for verifying that for me there, jerky.
The crowd is getting restless. I think they know they're going to see something special in a moment.
Like what? Are you finally going to shut up for a few seconds so we can enjoy the match in peace? Neither one of these superstars can afford to get knocked off the ladder, but it's bound to happen sooner. Only one of these superstars is going to hold on, but who's it going to be? This could be big, but it could backfire real bad, too.
What do you think having 3 separate brands does to the superstars?
It amps up the competitive spirit big time. Not only do you want to be the best in your brand, but you want your brand to be the best of the 3.
What does that do to the chemistry in the locker room? Being united, but divided.
A locker room is just about the most dysfunctional place you can ever imagine. And in sports entertainment, it's even crazier.
These superstars are each just scrambling for an edge in this match.
Momentum is the key, man. Get it? You're in control. Then it's your match to lose. Man,
It's bleeding all over the place. This one's getting ugly.
Ugly to you means effective to me. Make your opponent bleed, and you've got the psychological edge right over.
That's true, but I can't help but be concerned for his physical well-being after a shot like that. I've been calling matches for the better part of, well, 10 years. But it's contests like this that keep the passion for this business burning inside of me.
I'm not going to get all mushy like that over a match, but I will agree, these superstars are really putting it down tonight. Take it from me. You got to be a well-conditioned athlete to succeed.
I think we know what he's got in line next.
No doubt it's the Kenton Bomb. Did you just hear that splat?
Neither superstar is giving an inch, but only one of them can stay up there. Matches like this really show how sports entertainment is evolving.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned old-school match.
It depends on how old school we're talking about here.
Well, I don't want to see somebody hold on to a headlock for 30 minutes, but a slower, smarter pace can be a good thing.
What's your favorite ECW memory?
It's tough to say, you know? Even though the Big S.O. almost got it, so close.
Wow, look at him up there, trading shots back and forth.
You don't see this kind of match every day.
You sure don't. But since our business has no off-season, you get to see it all year round.
Which reminds me, shouldn't you be taking a vacation soon or something?
Bailing on you would be like the pilot jumping out of a plane. Who would be left to fly? I couldn't do that to our viewers.
I could just as easily make you take, I don't know, a few sick days or something, smart guy. You know, by putting you in the hospital or something. Put you in a little coma. Ha ha, fun.
Fans brought their signage to the arena, huh? What's your favorite sign?
I'm always partial to "As is gonna kill you." I like that one myself. That used to get me amped up, no doubt. I'm not one to judge a match with stars, but this one is off the chain.
I agree, partner. These competitors are really giving it everything they've got tonight.
Ah, now that's the way you do it. Let your opponent know who the boss is.
Or can you just keep posturing and give your opponent time to recover? This capacity crowd has been on its feet the entire show.
They know they're going to see a great night of competition, and they don't want to miss a thing.
I feel the same way, partner, and we see a lot of shows over the course of a year. These superstars are beating the hell out of each other. 15 feet in the air.
Look out below.
Oh, man. Did you see that? He busted him wide open.
After that kind of impact, I'm not surprised. I also won't be surprised if the ref considers stopping this contest.
I don't get it. What, are you nuts or what? This match is just starting to get good now.
Has this match panned out the way you thought it would?
I try not to have any expectations. I let the people in the ring tell the story, and it's got to be better than you trying to tell it. One good thing about being at this commentary table is you get to see these matches up close and personal.
You didn't watch much from the locker room?
There's no time. You're too busy either mentally preparing before a match or breaking down what happened during the match.
That was a textbook reversal.
Uh-oh. Looks like he's got something big planned.
Bam! Pedigree! They don't get much bigger than that.
This crowd sounds like they're about to blow the roof off of the building.
I'm digging it. The louder they are, the less likely I am to hear you blabber. It's time for one of these superstars to take over this match. And I mean really take over this match.
What, are you getting bored or something?
It's not that. I'm just sick of all this cat and mouse stuff. Unless the cat traps and eats the man. This is the moment of truth, baby. The briefcase is coming down right now.
Think of the ramifications of this match. Talented superstars, but they're going to be headed in different directions depending on the result.
Every loss knocks you down a step on the ladder. But the great thing about this business is your next opportunity could be right around the corner the next night.
That's the thing with the three brands. If things aren't working for you at Raw, you can make a fresh start on Smackdown.
Yeah, but check it out. If you come to ECW, you better be ready for a fight, because it's no walk in the park.
How do you feel about the return of Extreme Championship Wrestling?
You know what? I honestly never thought I'd see the day when ECW would make a comeback, but I'm pumped to be a part of it.
Me too, partner. It's great to be back in ECW.
I don't remember.
He's adding insult to injury by using that move against his opponent. I have a feeling we're going to see someone pull out a signature move here soon.
You have no frame of reference here, pal. You're like a cat commentating on a dog show. Why are you even here? Who hired you?
Well, you don't have to be a chef to know whether or not something tastes good or not.
Okay, fine. So you're entitled to an opinion, but you have to realize my opinion is correct. Kind of seems like a good time for a snack. Hey, you know what? Why don't you make yourself useful? Go get me a hot dog. You know what? You're not going to last very long in this company with that horrible attitude. What happened to the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed go-getter I used to know?
He went and got himself a spine, thank you very much.
He dodged that bullet.
The ref has had his hands full all match long, and I fear his job isn't going to get any easier.
Hey, look, he knew what he was getting into when he signed on. It's not like these superstars are trying to beat him up or nothing.
No, but as we've seen many times before, accidents do happen. In some cases, it's debatable whether they were accidents at all.
It's a fact of life. Listen, there's 3 facts in life, actually. Veterinarians got to worry about dog droppings, teachers got to worry about spitballs, and referees got to worry about getting smacked.
I hope the fans know they're getting something special tonight.
They better. It's not every day you get to see a matchup like this.
I hope we have a clean decision here without too much controversy.
Hey, the smartest thing Eric Bischoff ever said was controversy creates cash.
But to me, nothing is worse than having a great match marred by a suspect ending.
It's not always the journey that matters. Sometimes it's the destination. I'm like a poet, I'm telling you. A poet. He can taunt all he wants, but if it costs him the match, his opponent will have the last laugh.
I think he's willing to risk that to add a little extra excitement to tonight's match. The way these superstars are going at it, it's like they're not even human. Like they're not even real.
You think they're playing a game there, do you? Oh, wait a second. Maybe they are.
You better stop now before you blow your own mind, buddy. There was a lot of hype leading up to this match, and surprisingly, it's been everything I thought it would be.
I'd like to see things get a little nastier in there, but I can't complain.
You not being able to complain? If that...
Oh, wait a minute. I can't complain. The play-by-play sucks.
This match just goes to show you never know what. I think he could be going home with the Money in the Bank briefcase right here. Calling this a great match would be an understatement.
If I knew they were going to put a show on like this, I would have told them to raise the ticket prices.
That's what our brand of sports entertainment is all about. Giving the fans more bang for their buck. In your experience, what was most often the deciding factor in a match?
Well, to me, it's whether or not the ref's hand slapped the mat a 3rd time on that pinfall.
Very funny, partner. What comedy club will you be performing at after the show? Be on radio.
Wherever you are, sucking the life out of a room, I'll be there to carry your weight.
Each competitor is like a coiled snake in this match, waiting for an opportunity to strike.
It's not always who bites first that wins, though. It's usually the one whose fangs have the most poison.
That's a tough call in a match like this, as both of them are formidable competitors.
What do you know? You don't even have fangs. You could barely bite the puddle with those choppers. That briefcase is so close. All he's got to do is just reach out and grab it. It's so close.
I don't think anyone can question the will to win being shown by these superstars.
It's not easy to defeat an opponent at this level. Everyone you face off with has the ability to win a championship. You know, it's almost a shame that someone's going to come at this thing a loser.
Did I miss some? Victory may be within reach right here. If he grabs that briefcase, this match is over.
Talk about suspense. He's...
It takes heart to be a champion, and these competitors are each showing plenty of heart.
If I was as sappy as you, I'd say there's no shame in losing a match that's hotly contested like this one. But then again, we know that's a bunch of crap.
Well, it's painfully obvious someone in the arena doesn't have much heart in them. The determination in these superstars is truly inspiring.
They know what's at stake here, and nobody wants to come out a loser.
I guess that's why this capacity crowd is so appreciative of their efforts.
And that's why I'm giving them props. I don't just compliment anybody. You know that from experience, but you kind of suck.
What a night of action, and I have a feeling the best is still yet to come.
I'm digging it too. You know what? You make this thing better. You make it just kind of like, ha! I love it. He just uses opponent's finisher against him.
The longer this match goes, the more conditioning becomes a factor.
Way to state the obvious there, buddy. But you do have a point. Sometimes it boils down to how much time you spend in the gym and on the treadmill.
If you have no energy, it becomes near impossible to push your opponent around the ring. If you can't control them, you can't beat them. Let's analyze the strategy being shown in the ring. Whose do you think is more sound?
Every superstar is different, so you have to have a different game plan going in.
At what point do you deviate from your strategy, though?
I mean, you can't be a robot in there. You don't know what's going to happen, so you have to be prepared to alter things on the fly.
Sounds pretty complicated to me.
Well, it is. That's why not every bozo with a big set of biceps can make it in this business.
We've seen just about everything in this match so far.
The one thing we haven't seen is the most important thing, and that's the decision. And right now, I don't have a clue how it's going to go.
He could win the Money in the Bank match right here. Action like this is why I'm glad ECW is back on the air.
No kidding. We're on Smackdown, we're on a good show, but we go to the extreme, baby. That's how ECW rolls.
These superstars are definitely giving it their all tonight.
You got no choice. If you ease up for 1 second, your opponent is going to run all over you.
It's true. There are no timeouts in this business. As intense of a contest as we're seeing, I don't know if these superstars will be able to get out all of their aggression tonight.
With rivalries like these, you take your homework home with you. I have no idea what that means, but sounds good.
Oh, now would you look at that? What an underhanded move.
Like I've said before, this ain't ballet. Not that there isn't any rules in ballet, now that I think about it. Who knows? Actually, who cares?
These modern-day gladiators are doing battle in front of throngs of bloodthirsty spectators.
So what are you trying to do? Make some kind of like deep metaphor or something? You're an idiot.
Trying and evidently failing, yes.
I'm partial to mat-based tactics myself here, but these competitors are really showing us everything in this match.
To make it in this business, you really have to be well-rounded. There's always someone stronger, faster, or bigger.
And every second you spend not getting better, the competition is pulling away from you rapidly.
Certainly is a pleasure to get to call a match like this.
This match has been phenomenal, unlike your call of the match. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't have to remind you that I'm the first play-by-play man ever to call a pay-per-view event by himself, and I wouldn't mind if I got to fly solo a little more often. hold matches everywhere from bingo halls to sold-out mega arenas. While there's something to be said for small crowds, I love the energy of massive buildings.
The people in the ring can feed off that electricity also. When 20,000 people are screaming your name, it's easy to rise to the occasion.
It's worth getting a sore throat from yelling on commentary to get to witness it too. WWE has become truly a global company.
Yeah, I know it. I've got so many freaking flyer miles, I think the airline's gonna give me a free plane pretty soon. And you're not gonna be allowed on it.
Whose performance has stood out the most to you in this match?
With such a heated battle, it's really tough to single out one individual. I look for somebody to start taking more risk in the coming minutes.
As we all know, high-risk maneuvers can either pay off or cost you deep.
That's when you see who's got it and who left it at home.
This company really has the best athletes in the world.
You're not kidding. All you got to do is look at the ring right now and you see some of the best there is.
And because of the quality of competition, everyone keeps elevating their game. I wonder if these competitors are going to be able to shake hands after all is said and done.
Are you kidding? They just as soon rip their opponent's hand off, beat him with it, then shake it. This is no friendly game of checkers. They say whatever doesn't kill you will make you stronger. But something tells me these superstars aren't going to be feeling too strong after this.
Competing this intensely has to take a toll on its body and spirits, partner.
And a lot of times you got to do it again the next night.
There's a lot of bad blood on display in there tonight.
I'd like to see this develop into a long-standing rivalry. Or should I say rivalry?
With the animosity being shown.
Oh my God, he is just a couple inches away of becoming Mr. Money in the Bank.
Gentlemen, welcome to a sold-out show here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
And you couldn't fit another fan in here with a crowbar. It's cheese heads as far as the eye can see.
It sure is. Green Bay knows that they're about to see the greatest superstars in all of sports entertainment. I can't wait to get started.
These superstars are at the top of their game, but only one of them is going to have his hand raised at the end of this one.
And that's a real shame because, like you said, this has been a great match so far.
So what? You want to say that everybody wins so that nobody gets their feelings hurt?
I never said that. I'm just saying that in a great match like this, everyone involved deserves credit for it.
He slipped out of that one.
He anticipated that move perfectly.
It's so great seeing these superstars in competition here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that it did.
That's for sure. You know, anytime you throw these kind of combustible elements into a match, you're guaranteed a great show.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight.
Man, this one's turned into a fight. Pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I gotta admit, it took me by surprise, and that doesn't happen often.
That's an understatement. You've been in hundreds of matches in your career. We both called hundreds more. We usually have a pretty good idea of what to expect, but not this time.
I guess it just goes to show you anything can happen here in the WWE. I think these superstars are going to keep it up until they've got literally nothing left to give.
And that's the attitude you have to take to win. You know that your opponent...
Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt that these fans love him, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
I don't think there's ever been a more dominant superstar in WWE than the legendary Dead Man, The Undertaker.
Yeah, but you can only stay on top of the mountain for so long, and the Dead Man's been there for a long, long time.
That might be true, but I don't see anyone on the horizon who could dethrone the Phenom.
I've been looking forward to this match all night.
So have I. It's certainly been one of the most anticipated matchups in recent weeks.
And usually when you got that kind of hype, it's tough to live up to expectation, but these superstars aren't having any trouble doing that.
They sure aren't. And that's an impressive thing in and of itself.
These superstars have been giving it everything they've got all night.
They sure have. And that's where the superb conditioning of the WWE superstars comes into play.
Yeah, you're not going to win a match if you're blown up 2 minutes into it.
You can say that again. I've seen matches won and lost simply because one superstar was able to outlast their opponent.
It sounds like this capacity crowd has something on their minds.
Yeah, and 10,000 paying customers can't be wrong.
Watching these superstars go at, will his opponent stop him from escaping, or is this one over?
Even if you wind up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well. And having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain is that much worse.
Hey, that's pretty insightful for a guy who's never wrestled a match in his life.
Well, I've been in the locker room after a match and seen the superstars who don't get their hands raised. You can literally feel the disappointment radiating off them. It's not a pretty sight.
Man, what a match. Kids, if you're watching this, don't try this stuff at home.
Absolutely not. These are trained WWE superstars, and even they wind up seriously injured sometimes.
That's for sure. Even me, a former WWE champion, has had his share of injuries over the...
He was one step ahead on that one. And the crowd has come alive tonight with a chant directed at the superstars in the ring.
You can't let that break your focus, but that's easier said than done. The Undertaker's got an impressive history here. You can't start climbing out of the cage until you know your opponent's not gonna follow. He made it to the top. I don't think his opponent's gonna stop him.
Here's your winner, Kane.
When I drop you, I'm gonna stomp you. Pick you up again and drop you. Lift my foot again and stomp you. Then ride. And when I stop you, that'll be the end of you. That'll be it. That'll be the end of you. Time to jump ship. Cause I'm a psycho and I'm crazy. And if you do, cause you're gonna get it. Everybody down, everybody down. Coming around, coming around, coming around. Everybody down, everybody down. I need everybody down, everybody down.
His sold-out crowd is on its feet tonight here in St. Louis, Missouri.
These fans are so excited, I'm having a hard time staying in my own seat myself.
I'm with you on that, partner. We've got a great show here tonight for these St. Louis fans, and I can't wait to get started.
I think these superstars are going to keep it up until they've got literally nothing left to give.
And that's the attitude you have to take to win. You know that your opponent isn't going to hold anything back, and you can't afford to either.
I'd love to know where you're coming up with this stuff, because it sure ain't from personal experience.
I think we might be looking at the future of the WWE in this ring tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit. This is a great match, and the fans are definitely into it.
And that's what really matters. If the WWE fans aren't happy, they'll let you know it.
It's so great seeing these superstars in competition here tonight.
Oh my God, what a...
No kidding. That thing's meant to crush stone. Imagine what it'll do to a human being. Wow, what a shot. That sledgehammer will mess you up, but good.
And I can't imagine how anyone could come back from something like that.
I think William Regal wants to finish this up quick. It's almost tea time after all.
Regal's a very methodical wrestler. He won't be rushed, and I don't see him as a tea and crumpets kind of guy.
Why do they keep so many dangerous weapons under the ring? Those things can cause...
Seeing a match like this makes me proud to be part of this company.
I'm with you, partner. You just can't experience a thrill. Oh my God, what a chair shot!
Yeah, and that doesn't tickle, believe me. Man, I don't want this match to end.
I'm with you, partner, but it's got to end sooner or later.
Well, whichever way it goes, no one can say that these superstars didn't give it everything they got. what a chair shot. Reminds me of my good old days as the hardcore champion.
If that's your idea of good old days, I'm glad I wasn't around for them.
He dodged that bullet.
You can find all sorts of weapons under that ring.
And that's why foreign objects are a superstar's best friend.
Well, I guess that depends on which end of the object you're on.
Yeah, that's it. Do it again.
I'm glad you're enjoying this. I can't say I am. I think it's a shame the way Gregory...
That's the way to do it. Grab a weapon from under the ring and start swinging.
Oh, man. What an impact.
You could hear that one up in the cheap seats.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle. An injured superstar is like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide it from your opponent.
That's absolutely right. This business is as psychological as it is physical. You can't let your opponents think you're easy pickings.
Well, I wouldn't consider any of these superstars to be easy pickings, no matter how beaten up they get.
Did you see that? What a shot.
This could result in a serious injury if no one stops this. Oh, man. I don't think that was ever meant to be used like that.
Maybe not, but it seems to be doing the trick.
Say what you will about William Regal. He never backs down from a fight.
Regal's been making a living with his fist since he was a teenager. You don't stick with something that long unless you're awfully good at it.
And yet you show up week after week to do commentary.
Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the announce table.
You know, if you let me train you, you could be cruiserweight champ inside a year.
Oh, no. I've heard stories about the way you train people. You make Marine drill instructors look like pushovers.
Are you?
He's swinging for the fences with that sledgehammer.
He's all about bringing the hammer down, and that proves it.
I don't think anyone in this match has even considered that they might not walk out the winner.
Of course not. That's the kind of attitude that gets you beat quicker than anything.
And that's something I don't think people realize. The mental conditioning of the WWE superstars is...
I think someone's looking for a weapon.
I certainly don't envy the referee in this match.
No kidding. No matter what call you make, you're going to get on the bad side of at least one superstar.
And that's about the last place you want to be if you're not a superstar yourself. Trust me, I know. You're not going to last long if you keep getting hit by that.
You sure aren't. I don't care how tough you are.
Oh my God! Someone's got to stop this!
Don't get squeamish on me, boy. Inflicted pain's the name of the game. Look at these superstars go. It's obvious that they've done their homework on each other.
That's for sure. This match might have been over by now if they hadn't.
90% of a match is in the preparation. You got to come in ready for battle.
These superstars have proven time and again that they're willing and able to go the distance.
Well, you don't get too far in this business if you're not.
That's for sure, partner. There's always someone right behind you, ready to overtake you if you can't keep up.
Talk about superstars who don't have an ounce of quit between them. You're looking at them right here.
And that's a potentially dangerous mindset to be in. If you're too proud to realize that you're in trouble, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
Hey, you got to be there.
Oh my! That's going to do some serious damage if someone doesn't stop this.
Who in their right mind would try to do that? Man, what a match. Kids, if you're watching this, don't try this stuff at home.
Absolutely not. These are trained WWE superstars, and even they wind up seriously injured sometimes.
That's for sure. Even me, a former WWE champion, you never know what you'll find under the ring.
What an impact! That's going to do some damage.
You're not kidding, Cole. That's got to hurt like crazy. These superstars are at the top of their game, but only one.
Oh no, he's looking for a weapon. This could cause a serious injury.
These superstars have been giving it everything they've got all night.
They sure have. And that's where the superb conditioning of the WWE superstars comes into play.
Yeah, you're not going to win a match if you're blown up 2 minutes into it.
You can say that again. I've seen matches won and lost simply because one superstar was able to outlast their... He's putting that weapon to good use here.
And as long as he's got that thing, he's in the driver's seat.
I don't think that chair is going to be good for much after this match.
Well, it's good for what he's using it for, and that's all that matters. And there's the counter.
These superstars are so unpredictable. I'm having a hard time figuring out what they're going to do next.
I don't think you're going to be able to. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
And what a wild rock. He's looking for the knockout.
He might have just gotten it. What a shot that was. I cannot remember the last time I've seen...
He's going for the pin.
Anyone who thinks this business is a...
Here's your winner, William Regal.
I'm very interested to see how you and your partner work together on Raw. After your chief rival no-showed our meeting, I'm certainly looking for a good excuse not to do business with him. I hope you'll give me one.
Without further ado, let me introduce you to your new partner.
Hey there, kid. My man here tells me you got some trouble that the old hot rod can help you out with. Well, I used to chew bubble gum and kick ass, but I give up chewing bubble gum. So now I can kick twice as much ass.
And the two of you are going to get the chance to do just that in a match against the tag team champion.
Title?
Non-title.
Good enough. Come on, kid. Man, you have no idea.
Less than 1 month remains until vengeance. Good evening, everybody. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler at ringside. And tonight, a true WWE legend returns to the ring.
That's right. Rowdy Roddy Piper's here as a favor to our general manager.
It's always great to see Hot Rod in action, King. But I have to admit, he's not the legend I expected to see.
What do you mean, JR? Who'd you think the GM was talking about?
Well, our general manager got him a legend for a partner, just like he promised. But I have to admit, I was expecting someone else.
Are you serious? I knew exactly who the GM had in mind all along. I just didn't want to ruin the surprise.
Few superstars ever attain the legendary heights that this man has reached. I just want to mention again that the Tag Team Championship is not on the line in tonight's match. The champions Ladies and gentlemen, a big Raw welcome from Cheese Country, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
These Milwaukee fans are incredible, JR. I've never seen a crowd as fired up as this one is here tonight.
That's because they know they're about to see the greatest superstars in sports entertainment, King, the superstars of Raw.
Here's the cover, JR. I can't tell if these people love Piper or hate him or love to hate him, JR.
He stirs up some very complex emotions, that's for sure. No matter how you feel about him, you got to respect Roddy Piper.
You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker.
He's going for the cover, JR.
You know, Shad and his primetime partner, JTG, had a spotless record for their first several months on Raw.
Well, a spotless...
There's no room for error when you're on the top rope.
Watch out! He reversed it!
He's not going to get caught with that one. What a reversal.
After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves. Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off.
Oh, no! I don't like the looks of this!
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question. He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. Uh-oh! Come on! You gotta stop this guy before he really...
He's climbing up! I'm not so sure this is a good idea. This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this!
Wow! Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary? Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's gonna go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way. Oh boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something quick.
Look at this. Look at this. You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here.
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not gonna end well. What does he think he's doing? He's just showing off for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's gonna pay off, mark my words.
Oh no, this is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayers. Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat. His opponent's out, and he's looking to finish this.
Oh boy, look at this, King.
Man, is there even going to be anything? We could have a pinfall here, JR.
1, 2.
They got the tag. I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that would be no easy feat.
Oh, boy. These fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they paid for their tickets, King, and they've got a right to say whatever they want.
JTG's always giving shout-outs to his friends. Have you ever given a shout-out?
Well, you know, once I dropped a bowling ball to my foot, and I screamed like a pig under a gate. That's about as close as I've ever come to a shout-out. I tell you, King, sometimes... There's the tag. That's some good teamwork.
I don't know if his opponent has what it takes to kick out. So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself if it's all the same to you, King. These superstars are in terrific shape, and that comes as no surprise whatsoever.
No kidding. If you don't have that conditioning, you're not going to last long in a match.
You sure aren't, and that's only one of the many reasons I try to stay out of the ring whenever possible.
He's going for the pin.
1, 2.
I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just gas, JR.
Well, I did have some good old Oklahoma barbecue before tonight's show, but I don't think that's it. This match is going to continue until someone's completely debilitated and can simply...
Oh my gosh! Look at all that blood! That's gonna leave a mark.
What a brutal match! He's got his opponent in a pinning predicament.
2.
That's putting it mildly. Piper's nuttier than a box of peanut brittle.
All due respect to Piper, I can see why you might think that, King. He's unpredictable, to say the least.
They just don't make them like Rowdy Roddy Piper anymore, JR. Sometimes I think that's a good thing.
And now he's bringing in his partner.
Boy, there's not a lot of finesse to Shad's style, is there?
Not at all. And that hasn't been much of a detriment to this big brawler from Brooklyn.
I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
I'm sure they haven't. That's not the kind of attitude you come in with and expect to pick up the win.
You're right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up. He turned the tables on his opponent with that one. His opponent telegraphed that one. Looks like they got the tag, JR. The quickest way to lose a match is to underestimate your opponent.
I don't think he's underestimating anyone, King. I think he's making it clear that he refuses to be intimidated. I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their minds, King.
Are you sure they can afford it, JR?
You've got to ask yourself, how much punishment will these superstars be able to withstand tonight?
I don't know, JR, but I think they're pretty intent on finding out.
They certainly are. I don't know how it's going to end, but I can guarantee you they're going to leave it all in the ring. Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing. He may get the 3 count here.
1, 2.
I'll tell you what, King, the WWE superstars are about the greatest athletes you'll find in any sport, period.
What do you mean, just about, JR? Can you actually think of anywhere else that you can see athletes of this caliber?
I was just going for a little humility there, King. I'm not surprised it was lost on me.
You believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and you drool over the divas.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here with me next time. We could be looking at a pinfall here, folks.
1, 2, 3.
I tell you, King, I've got no... I don't know if you'd say that the challengers had screen presence, but they certainly had ring presence.
That's for sure. That was a huge win over the tag team champions.
I'm sure the champs were embarrassed by that loss, but at least they kept the title.
Yeah, but it's tough to recover from an embarrassment like that.
I can only imagine that the challengers must have impressed Stephanie McMahon tonight.
They impressed me, that's for sure. Let's see if they can keep it up.
longer a lot better before he discovered his royal heritage.
Yeah, but it wasn't until he stopped caring about the fans that he finally won the World Heavyweight Championship.
What's the point of being champion if you lose the respect of the WWE fans? Oh, wait, I think I'm asking the wrong person.
1.
I certainly don't envy the referee in this match.
No kidding. No matter what call you make, you're going to get on a bad side of... Yeah, that's just great. Why don't you just quit showing off and get down to business?
He is getting down to business. He's in the sports entertainment business, isn't he? This superstar is all fired up. And so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah? Well, one mistake and we're going to see that fire put out pronto.
Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
You got to watch out for your opponent when they're getting fired up like this.
I think someone's been taking flying lessons.
He's got this crowd solidly behind him. And now he's going to give them exactly what they want to see.
You can't just keep playing to the crowd. That's a huge distraction, in my opinion.
2.
I think these superstars are going to keep it up until they've got literally nothing left to give.
And that's the attitude you have to take to win. You know that your opponent isn't going to hold anything back, and...
You got to be careful when you're going up there.
What a reversal!
A lot of people think Rey Mysterio's really exciting to watch, but he just doesn't have the size nor the strength to compete at this level.
I think you're selling Mysterio short, no pun intended. Mysterio's developed a very unique style that makes the most of his natural speed and agility.
Sure, but if it comes down to Mysterio versus a super heavyweight, I know where I'm putting my money. No superstar in the locker room can afford to ignore the WWE fans.
You're right about that. Without the fans, we'd all be out of a job.
Instead of pandering to the fans, you should really keep your head in the match.
Come on, you're looking at a superstar who can feed off a crowd and use that energy to win the match.
You know, there's such a thing as playing with the crowd too much, and that's what I'm seeing here.
I disagree. He's wrestled this match his way all along, and now we see it paying off.
Wow, great reversal. Talk about superstars who don't... He's got his opponent right where he wants him.
And there it is! The scissors kick!
Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt that these fans love him, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
And there's the pin!
1, 2.
Look at these superstars go. It's obvious that they've done their homework on each other.
That's for sure. This match might have been over by now. He's taken a little time to give his opponent a piece of his mind.
You sure he can spare it? Come on, quit showing off. This is a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff.
I love Booker's attitude. He doesn't care what the fans think. He's focused on winning, and that's it.
Well, he might want to acknowledge the paying customers who make it possible for him to earn a paycheck.
Why bother? If they don't buy a ticket to cheer him on, they'll buy one.
Look at this. No fear on the face of this superstar.
Yeah, but that kind of thing's not going to win you the match. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Nothing costs you a match quicker than overconfidence.
He may get the 3 count right here.
1.
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
And if his opponent is smart, he'll get the hell out of there. These fans have got something they want to share with us.
That's their right. They paid for their tickets after all.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, and injured superstars like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide it from your opponent.
That's absolutely right. This business is as psychological as it is physical. You can't let your opponents think you're easy pickings.
Well, I wouldn't consider any of these superstars to be easy pickings, no matter how beaten up they get. The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this down the middle. Look at this, pandering to the crowd.
Nothing wrong with keeping the paying customers happy while you build some momentum.
Man, this one's turned into a fight, pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I gotta admit, it took me by surprise, and that doesn't happen often.
That's an understatement. You've been in hundreds of matches in your career. We both called hundreds more. We usually have a pretty good idea of what to expect, but not this time.
I guess it just goes to show you anything can happen here in the WWE.
Rey Mysterio is so fast, so agile, and so talented, and he's proven that he's championship material.
Sure, he was a champ for what? A couple of weeks? Of course, it wasn't anything compared to my legendary reign.
It was longer than that. And if I recall correctly, he successfully defended the championship against you.
Yeah, a fluke victory against an injured opponent. That's how this little jumping bean has to win his matches.
I think these fans have had just about enough of King Booker.
That's because these fans have no respect for his accomplishments. Don't forget, he's a 5-time WCW champion.
WCW was a long time ago, partner, and quite frankly, Booker's attitude was a lot better in those days.
Yeah? Well, his attitude won him the World Heavyweight Championship here on SmackDown, and that's something all the cheering fans in the world couldn't do for him. This is just dumb. You don't win a match by taunting your opponent to death.
I disagree. Getting the crowd on your side can be a huge...
Look out! He's measuring his opponent.
Bam! Scissors kick. He might have just knocked his opponent out cold. He's going for the cover.
1, 2, 3.
I don't think anyone in this match is even considered.
Somebody told me what those two jokers were saying about each other on the WWE.com. You see what? They're already feeling the heat from the old hot rod. You're lucky you got me on your side, kid. If you didn't have me, you'd have a goat.
It's JR here with the King at ringside, and movie madness continues to sweep through Raw.
You're not kidding. These guys are tearing each other apart for that movie contract.
Even the alliances between the superstars are starting to crumble.
You've got to expect that. There's a lot of ego, a lot of fame, and a lot of money on the line.
He's got his sights set on... Some call him... He certainly didn't care for his partner referring to him as... In recent... I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just gas, JR.
Well, I did have some good old Oklahoma barbecue before tonight's show, but I don't think that's it, King. And it's been reversed. This match is going to continue until someone's completely debilitated. And considering the resiliency of these superstars, that's not going to be easy.
That's for sure. No one in this match is going down without a fight.
And I wouldn't expect any less from them, King. Like them or not, you've got to respect the tenacity of each and every WWE superstar.
What does he think he's doing? He's just showing off for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's going to pay off, mark my words.
Oh, no! I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out. Oh, boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something, quick!
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go. The quickest way to lose a match is to underestimate your opponent.
I don't think he's underestimating anyone, King. I think he's making it clear that he refuses to be intimidated. The impressive Johnny Nitro has certainly proven himself as a tag team competitor as well.
Uh-oh. Come on. You gotta stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now. I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think...
Look at him. Feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat.
He's not going to get caught with that one. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it.
Boy, what a match.
Oh, no! This is terrible! You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum!
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayers.
Oh, sure! Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off.
One.
What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now.
No, I didn't, King. I had high expectations, and I'm happy to say that this match has exceeded them all.
Any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match.
That's for sure. No matter how beat up you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your injuries.
And that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment.
Look at this! Look at this! You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here!
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well. I think the thing that impresses me most about Nitro is his confidence. Wouldn't you say so, JR?
Well, you could call it confidence, but I call it cockiness. And as far as I'm concerned, his daddy should have taken him to the woodshed once or twice more than he did.
That's your answer to everything, JR. Take him to the woodshed. What kind of advice is that? After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away from every match in the best shape.
They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out of here on a stretcher.
You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing. Oh my, he's bleeding. That's an unfortunate side effect of this very physical competition.
And unfortunate, he's a 3 count away from a pinfall.
1, 2.
I tell you, King, I've got no earthly idea how these superstars can maintain this intensity week after week after week.
It's not easy, JR. There's no off season. It's not like you've got 6 months to recover after WrestleMania.
That's for damn sure. And that's why I don't think there can be any doubt in anyone's mind that the superstars of the WWE or this capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Can you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary?
Looks like he's trying for a pin here.
2.
I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body would stand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all. Man, He is not a happy camper.
He's letting the pressure get to him, and that's a dangerous mistake.
And make no mistake about it, there is a tremendous amount of pressure on these superstars.
Absolutely. Competing for that starring role could make or break any of them.
And I've got to think that Stephanie McMahon won't look too favorably on this tangent.
Maybe, maybe not. I've never understood the whole Hollywood thing myself.
Did you see that? Did you see that? You took my advice and you picked up the win now. That's the way it works. Shoot, as long as they follow my advice, even the most mediocre.
Heard about the big challenge. Very dramatic. We'll definitely have our eyes on the winner of this.
Vengeance is a week from this Sunday. It's good old JR, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler at ringside for what might be the most brutal main event in Raw history.
That's right. A first blood match between two of our aspiring movie stars.
Whoever wins will most certainly elevate themselves in the eyes of the fans.
And whoever loses might lose his shot at the WWE Films role, if he gets beat up bad enough.
I can't help but notice he requested this match in order to, as he put it, mess up his rival's trip.
Talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... What does he think he's doing?
He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's going to pay off, mark my words.
I can't believe he countered that one. Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to cross sooner or later. And I'm glad Oh, boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something, quick!
This match is going to continue until...
Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer. He's going up. But what's he going to do when he gets there? I don't understand why you like Carlito so much, JR. What, did he lie to you and tell you that you were cool or something?
I've never been accused of being cool by Carlito or anyone else, King. Quite frankly, I'm not sure I'd know cool if it bit me on my Oklahoma Sooner backside.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down a field or slapping a puck into a net. This is serious physical competition.
It sure is. The toughest athletes in the world are on the WWE.
Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now. This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. You're not going to see this kind of action on Smackdown.
Not on Smackdown or anywhere else. There's nothing else out there that can come close to the excitement of seeing the Raw superstars perform live. I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just gas, JR.
Well, I did have some good old Oklahoma barbecue before tonight's show, but I don't think that's it, King. What a reversal. This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary?
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all.
Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if they have their way, King. Everything they came in here with tonight is going to be left in that ring, mark my words.
I hope these fans appreciate it, JR. These superstars are putting it all on the line for them right here tonight. If any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match.
That's for sure. No matter how beat up you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your injuries.
And that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment. Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's gonna go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
No, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're looking pretty fit, though, I must say. These superstars are in terrific shape, and that comes as no surprise whatsoever.
No kidding. If you don't have that conditioning, you're not going to last long in a match.
You sure aren't, and that's only one of the many reasons I try to stay out of the ring whenever possible. You've got to ask yourself, how much punishment will these superstars be able to... Oh, no! It like he's donned the proverbial crimson... This doesn't look good. He needs to get some medical attention immediately.
It's not a WWE career-ending injury, but it might be a movie career-ending injury.
And his opponent is showing absolutely no remorse.
Of course not. He did exactly what he set out to do.
Whoever thought that a movie contract would bring out such viciousness in these two?
Never underestimate the power of fame and fortune. Some people will do anything for them.
Apologize for dropping the ball out there, okay? I had to take care of some stuff. I mean, I know you ain't too thrilled with me right now, but I have still got your back this week. Even if you...
I hope you're not thinking that we're going to be an easy win, just because we're not on the same page lately. Maybe I'm not too crazy about my partner right now, but I hate your ass.
Vengeance is this Sunday. This is good old JR Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler at ringside. And we've got some tag team action for you tonight.
That's right. I don't know who these guys hate worse, their opponents or each other.
This is their last chance to face each other before this Sunday's pay-per-view.
Fasten your seatbelt, JR. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
He's got his sights set on a big victory He was brought back to Raw to watch his partner's back. But that's not what happened last week.
And you've got to wonder if they...
His issues with his partner are well documented. Will we see them come to a head tonight?
I doubt that, JR. He needs to make an impact tonight and earn himself a spot at Vengeance. He's not going to throw that away just because he's not seeing eye to eye with his partner.
This man is certainly no stranger to pay-per-views. Will his performance tonight earn him a spot at Vengeance and possibly a movie contract?
I wouldn't bet against him, JR. This is a superstar who knows how to pull out all the stops when it matters.
Nothing beats. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
Rope break.
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself if it's all the same to you, King. I've had many opportunities to see Carlito up close and in person, and I have to tell you, I'm impressed with what this kid brings to the table.
What's that exactly? A bunch of half-chewed apples? What's so cool about that?
I tell you what's cool, King, and that's the charisma and athletic ability. Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat. I can't tell if these people love Piper or hate him or love to hate him, JR.
He stirs up some very complex emotions, that's for sure. No matter how you feel about him, you got to respect Roddy Piper.
Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the divas.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here with me next time.
Any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match.
That's for sure. No matter how beat up you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your injuries.
And that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment. Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match. And now it's paying off. Look at this. Look at this. You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here.
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well.
Oh, boy. The adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something, quick.
He's all fired up now, King.
Quick tags are the...
I think someone...
The quickest way to lose a match is to underestimate your opponent.
I don't think he's underestimating anyone, King. I think he's making it clear that he refuses.
There he goes, JR. He's been busted open. Look at all of that blood.
Would you at least try and not sound so gleeful, King? This is serious.
You're darn right it's serious, JR. It's deadly serious. All's fair in love and war, and this is definitely a war.
I don't think Johnny Nitro's winning over any fans here tonight.
Nitro's not worried about impressing the fans, JR.
He's going up. This could backfire.
Oh, no. This is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayers.
I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for, King. And quite frankly, I think these fans would be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
Well, that's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring.
No, but they spend their hard-earned dollars to watch what goes on inside it. And without them, we'd all be out of a job. This match is going to continue until someone's completely debilitated. And considering the resiliency of these superstars, that's not going to be easy.
That's for sure. No one in this match is going to without a fight.
And I wouldn't expect any less from them, King. Like them or not, you've got to respect the tenacity of each and every WWE superstar.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, That makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure, as far as I can tell.
Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. The tag has been made, and now his partner's coming in.
Oh, no. I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out. This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary? What does he think he's doing? He's just showing off for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's going to pay off, mark my words.
His opponent's out, and he's looking to finish this.
Oh, boy, look at this, King.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still everybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that that would be no easy feat.
You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
We could be looking at a pinfall here, folks.
1, 2.
I talked to these superstars backstage before the match, and I don't think I've ever seen competitors so ready to get it on.
And that's coming through loud and clear here tonight in this match. They're not taking it easy on each other either.
It's been said a million times, but I'll say it again. This isn't ballet. Ruthless aggression is the name of the game. Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if they have their way, King. Everything they came in here with tonight.
Wow, what a shot! He's been busted wide open. That's going to need stitches for sure.
Stitches, hell! That might mean the end of this match. He's risking serious injury by continuing to compete.
There's no rewards without risk, JR. And these are WWE superstars. He's going for the cover, JR.
1, 2, 3.
I don't understand why you like Carlito so much, JR.
There's no love lost between these two.
Not only are they not on the same page, they're not even in the same book. I always knew Piper was crazier than a pet coon.
I don't think Piper's partner approves of the way Hot Rod handled the situation.
Well, that's one way to get a snap of approval.
For better or for worse, Piper's always known how to make an impact.
Call me crazy, but I think that's leading man material right there.
I'm sorry about what I had to do out there, but I needed to land this role, understand? Everything I wanted. I just reached out and...
At 100% after our match. And this week on Raw, I'm gonna finish the job I started last week. When I get done with you, ain't a camera in the world